Yeah, it's working. Woo! Oh my god! Wow, guys. I read an article by some fucking Indian or Pakistani fucking fellow. It was talking about slavery, the history of slavery, 1,000 years of slavery, and in this article, it talks about how every race has been enslaved throughout history, and it depended on who was available at the time. I was like, well, like that caught my attention. Who was available? So what the fuck's this guy talking about? And it went on and it talked about how the Europeans used to enslave other Europeans. The Asians enslaved other Asians. You know, the blacks enslaved blacks. Indians enslaved Indians, and so on and so on. Until the slave trade became a thing, and the slave trade actually came out of Africa. And here's the deal, guys. I know everyone wants to pick and choose. Um, you know who's the worst. I'm going to put this out there based on this article that I read because I truly believe that this guy is right. The available people up until the end, and it's still going on to this day, but up until the end where the white man put an end to slavery, um, you had a very rich country, very wealthy country that ended slavery, and now people want reparations. I said, wow. I was like, what about all the white Europeans that were enslaved, or the Asians, or the Indians? I mean, even the Native Americans in this country enslaved other Native Americans. But until the introduction of the slave trade, did they not have black people, Africans? So when are the American or the African American population going to start going after the Native Americans in this country? Because I'm going to be honest with you, these Native Americans, right, are some of the richest people on the face of the earth. They reap the benefits of the United States. They sell their products tax free. They're living high on the hog, most of them anyway. And you would think that they wouldn't be impoverished, but there's even evil Indians out there that don't want to share with other Indians. Believe it or not, I mean, these people are supposed to be the most peaceful people on planet Earth, but yet there's still poverty within the nations, or whatever the hell they call themselves. Um, I'm just surprised that Europeans aren't going after other Europeans. Asians aren't going after other Asians for reparations, etc. Right? My point is, the only reason why these people are asking for reparations in this country is because you let them get away with it. You give them everything else. Why would they stop it? Why would they stop at just welfare? Why would they stop at that? And who's asking for these reparations? And who are you going to get them from? The United States government? Okay. Well, how about this? How about this? Every black person, right, doesn't have to pay taxes. And in fact, you can have your own laws, and let's see what happens. Imagine that. Imagine if 12% of the population didn't have to pay taxes. Well, guess what? Guess what? Over 50% of the population doesn't pay taxes. What do you think about that? I think we could do it. I think we can absolutely do this. Let's give them everything that they wanted. We can. It's already set up. Why wouldn't we give the African American population a tax-free existence, welfare, free medical. What else do they want? What else? Where I mean, where does it end? No one could tell me this. Where do the reparations end? And do the reparations keep going from generation to generation because of the color of someone's skin? And just like the Native Americans, there's some rich ones and there's some very poor ones. Very poor ones. And then whose fault is that going to be? Whose fault is that going to be? You don't like hearing it, but you know it's true. The only reason why people are wealthy in this country is not because of privilege. Everyone here is privileged to be here. It's because of opportunity. I had the opportunity throughout my life to make billions and billions of dollars. Did I do it? No. Do I blame anyone for holding me back or holding me back from that? No. Well, you're going to say, well, David, you don't have any right to say that. You're white. Okay. So what have I gotten? What privilege have I gotten? I went to community college. I worked on the back of a garbage truck for fucking I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know how privileged I am, but tell me, where's my privilege? And because someone's skin color is different than me, they shouldn't pay taxes? Or for some strange reason, Michelle Marie Delaney is living in a fucking hellhole out in fucking Connecticut. She's got the whitest of white skin, the blondest of blonde hair. Where's her privilege? So tell me, reparations, where do they stop? Does it go on forever? Does the world owe black people a million years of just whatever they want because of something they never did? It's a ridiculous concept, reparations. That's what you give to someone if there's an accident. You know what? Hey, you know what? It was my fault. Let me take care of that for you. You'd be lucky if you get it. There's no one on this planet. There's no one on this planet, or I'm sorry, in this country that's being held back from anything except maybe people in prison. The last time I looked, right, especially in Brooklyn, the black community, right over there, not being held back from anything. In fact, they're being given everything. Being given everything. I woke up a construction site, my back hurts, maybe cut myself, covered in dust, whatever. There's thousands of people on that block, right, hanging out in the corner on welfare, using their EBT cards. And this isn't me being racist, but this is how it is. They got their EBT cards. No one's sick. They're doing their drugs, drinking, and sometimes dancing on the corner, listening to music. Is it because of the color of their skin that they're doing that? I don't think so. Is it because of some evil government that's trying to hold them back from success? How is that holding anyone back from success? These are some of the most privileged people on the face of the earth complaining because they're not a Bill Gates. These are people that probably don't know much about mathematics. Bill Gates. Bill Gates. I'm going to tell you something right now. What did that guy ever do to deserve to be so rich? Oh, that's right. He created something. He created something that everyone uses. I forgot. Just so happens that he's a dorky white guy. And then I look at LeBron James. LeBron James. What has LeBron James done? Oh yeah, he's really good at something too that people enjoy watching. God, but he's not privileged. He had to earn that. But Bill Gates didn't because he's extremely privileged. You think if Bill Gates, you think if Bill Gates didn't create something that people use every day, anyone would be paying attention to Bill Gates? What would his privilege have gotten? You would have walked by Bill Gates every day and not even fucking said a word. You might have thought to yourself like, "Oh, that guy's fucking ugly. That guy's fucking ugly." Do you think Berg's parents are holding him back from becoming a man? Well, that's my point. You people out there that think, "Oh my God, my life, everything's against me." Craig used to do this, dude. Craig used to do this all the time. It's everyone else's fault. It's everyone else's fault. Has nothing to do with his attitude. Has nothing to do with whatever. It's his fault. Do you know that there was a study done about successful people and the reason why they're successful and how they're not successful at other things because they're so successful at something else? Most successful people or CEOs or presidents of companies, they don't have good relations with their families. You know why? Because they don't have time for their families. They focus on their job 24/7, and that's why they're in the position that they are. They're called workaholics. That's only a certain percentage of the population. Now, is Berg's privileged? Yeah, his mommy and daddy give him everything, but no one's holding that guy back from anything. And he could pretend like he's mentally ill. And if he's mentally ill, he would be on fucking disability, but he's not, according to him. Listen, guys, you live in a world of assholes, and for some strange reason, the black community doesn't want to acknowledge this. And I'm sorry to tell you, but you're outnumbered. You're outnumbered. The color of your skin, um, the blacks, the darker colored people are outnumbered in this country. I'm sorry. You don't like that? Go to Africa. There's a lot of dark colored people there. If that's what you believe, if you believe you're being persecuted because of the color of your skin, go back to Africa. See how much privilege is over there. See how much opportunity. Bergs would be living on the streets if not for his parents. That's absolutely true, Jerry Vollmer. It's absolutely true. Bergs could have provided for himself. Dude, what the fuck was that all about, Alabama? Dude, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there. Alabama hammer. Bergs could have provided for himself. He could have easily provided for a family. But Bergs had the opportunity, and he's an opportunistic. And he refused. He refused to participate or get in the rat race. Does he enjoy his lifestyle? Probably. He supposedly retired at the age of 32. Think about that. The guy's been retired for fucking 20 something years. Could you do that? Most people can. And most successful people will not retire. I don't know if you know that. But most successful people will not retire. It's like my father when we tried to get him to retire. My father retired young. Father retired young, raised 5 kids, all this shit. And he retired young. At my age, my father was already retired. And we started noticing that my dad was, he was building stuff around the house. He was putting in ponds. I mean, how many fucking ponds can you put in before, whatever? Fences went up. He started, he said, Dad, why don't you go get another job? He's like, yeah, I can't. I can't, He's one of those guys, he can't sit still. If he sees something wrong, he's got to go fix it. Bergs isn't like that. Bergs wants to watch everybody fix things around him. He doesn't want to get involved. He could have. And I think the reason why Berg's going to do it was because Bergs thinks he's the best at everything. Bergs knows better than everybody. I bet the only time Bergs didn't live with his parents was when he was married. What was that? 2 years? Jerry, that's absolutely true. I think it was like 2 years. And I've always asked Bergs, I said, Bergs, what made you get divorced? What happened? Oh, it was mutual. Okay, well, what was the mutual reason? Oh, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Which is true. It's none of our business. But I'm telling you something right now. That woman still exists, and that woman needs to be questioned. So 46 years living with mommy and daddy. Absolutely, Jerry Vollmer. That's very true. That is very, very true. This guy wants you thinking John Camillo is the worst of the worst. Let me tell you something about John Camillo. John Camillo gets up every morning at the butt crack of dawn. He's looking for whatever he can get. Whatever he can get. Bergs gets up at the butt crack of noon or evening and tries to convince his parents to cook him what he wants to, make him a meal. I don't know if you guys know this, but John takes care of his family, not just the daughter. I don't know if you know this. This is why you guys got to get off John's back. John takes care of people. All right. John's got a lot of responsibilities. John's not this guy who's just floating through life. Maybe Bergs wanted his wife to move into his parents' house. I don't know about that, Jerry. I think I think he thought his wife was going to take care of everything. And she made a very big mistake, and said, "I can't do this." Big baby Berg. She married a big baby. And again, was Berg successful in anything? Yeah, he was. He had success in his life. He got married. He had a great job working for Microsoft. He wants you guys to believe he knows nothing about computers. He knows nothing about computers. To me, that's bizarre. Bizarre behavior, and that's a truly ridiculous story. Bergs knows how everything is wrong. I'm telling you right now. And there's an even bigger reason why I believe Bergs didn't want me to go visit him in his house. Bigger reason. There's a reason why Bergs won't confront me face to face. I think it's all starting to crash down on him. All around him. And he's starting to get really, really claustrophobic. What is this? Oh, it's fucking Thanksgiving, guys. Get over here. Get the fuck out of this traffic. It's fucking dude. It's 1 o'clock. How the fuck? Seriously? Look at all this fucking traffic. I thought there was a pandemic that killed hundreds of thousands of people in New York City. How is this possible? How is this fucking possible? I hate this city. I fucking hate it. You see all these housing complexes over here? You know how many people on the left over here are on welfare and get free housing? I guarantee you, I guarantee you that Berg's parents are getting a check every fucking month or every year, every 6 months for this fucking guy. Guaranteed. Look at this. What a privilege! What a bunch of privileged people to be living on the water. On the water. Clean. Clean. Gotta stop getting some leaves. Some old fucking homeless people hanging on the left over here. There's Ray's Pizza. Has some Ray's Pizza on the left. Yeah, smells bells. I'm going homo. I'm going homo. I think I'm actually going to. Who the fuck was that? You know who it is, huh? Berg's lost Norm. He is very sad. Guess Norm got tired of Berg's private nudie shows. 48-hour live stream? It's possible. It's absolutely possible, Mel's. I might just let my StreamYards run in the kitchen the whole fucking 48 hours. And if I have to step away to masturbate or anything like that, you'll know about it. I actually might do that. I'll show you guys everything I do for 48 hours. And you know there's going to be masturbation involved. You know it. Well, you're going to know. That's my point. You're going to know everything I do for the next 48 hours. You're going to hear every conversation I have with Johnny What. What I do on Thanksgiving. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to walk out into the kitchen. I'm going to let my dogs out. You guys are going to see everything I do. Everything. It's going to be the ultimate voyeur experience. What if we don't want it? Well, there's no. You can always leave. I might actually prop the camera up so you guys can't see me doing it, but you can see me like doing it, kind of. You can actually see my O face. Giving them tons. Right now, I'm on the open road, heading toward New Jersey. Damn it. You could see me picking when the dog comes over. You guys can meet Milo or whatever the fuck this dog's name is. I'll even introduce you to my ex-girlfriend. You guys will see so much this week. So much. No, we celebrate Thanksgiving at the right time. That's every day out on the wire. Every day is Thanksgiving in the United States. Nightmare Alley, Willem Dafoe. Fuck is that? December in theaters, December 17th. Nightmare Alley. Bradley Cooper, Tony something, Ronnie Mara, and Kate Blanchett starring in Nightmare Alley. Looks stupid. Looks very stupid. Guys, I celebrate every day. Every day of my life is a celebration. Every breath I take, I celebrate. Every movement, every word that comes out of my mouth. So I'm going to be honest with you. I might have a stroke one day. I won't be able to talk. I won't be able to move. And what am I going to give thanks for then? That I'm still conscious? I kind of wonder what would happen if I did have a stroke and I was just laid up in bed all the time. And I had the opportunity to call a doctor and be like, hey, listen, it's time, bro. It's time. Are you sure? Yes. Get over here ASAP. I want out of this nightmare that is now my life. Now my life. And I'm not a fan of assisted suicide. I'm a fan of hospice. I think that's amazing that we have that. Just a really scary thought, and actually makes me feel sick to my stomach. There's a great song by Roy Orbison. Actually, was written for Roy Orbison by a fellow named Glenn Anzalone, who wrote "Life Fades Away." If you guys ever get a chance, listen to it. Because one day that's going to be your reality. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I've got a real lust for life, though, and a lust for sleep. One nasty, nasty fucking bridge. The Macabre's Dam Bridge. May 1st, 19. Wait, 18. Wait, what? 18 something? Or is that 19? My eyes are going. 18 something bridge was. It's a terrible bridge. I was thinking the other day how people think that this country's so old. It's got historic whatever. There's no history to this country. This is a brand new idea. What, 1776, right? 1876, 1976. That's 200 years. 200 years ago, 1976 to 1776. We're not even at the 300-year mark yet. So if you think about it, right? If you think about it, normally people live to be, let's say people live to be 100 years old. How many people is that? How many lives is that? Lifetimes. I can tell you the nurses at the hospitals where my mom was in. Really amazing. I know. I think that's what Woody does, dude. And it's amazing that we have those services. I mean, it sucks that we don't have access. Not everyone has access to it in the world. I mean, the drugs are there. The drugs are there. Well, Mills Bros, I don't know if they're superheroes, but I'm going to say something right now. It takes a special person to be able to deal with that because I wouldn't have. I'd be crying all the time for these people. I'd feel so sorry. Yeah, I think my grandfather was born in the late 1800s. The late 1800s, if I think about it, right? So his father was probably born in the late 1700s. Or no, wait. The late 1800s. I mean, yes, yeah, so my grandfather was like born in like 1890 something, right? His father was probably born in. They probably had kids young. They probably had kids young. But when my grandfather was being born, there was a guy that was like 100 years old. So he was born. He was born in the 1700s. You know. Yeah. So that's only a couple guys. It's crazy. Knowing there's people like that in the world gives me hope. Well, gives me hope for what? I mean, that can be taken away from you so easily, dude. You know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what kind of hope it would give me. Humanity. They're putting you to sleep. I mean, we do this for our dogs. It's just amazing that we're allowed to do it because when here's the deal, right? When my dog Pickles had to be put down, right? Uh, I was willing to pay anything to have someone else do that for her. You know, you're right. It's an amazing thing that we're allowed to we can do this. We don't have to deal with death the way people might have done 100 years ago. There was a movie. It was John Wayne's last movie. I forgot what the fuck it was called. The Gunman or the Somethingist. Somethingist. What the fuck it was called. If you could look up John Wayne's final movie. But the movie starts out with John Wayne getting like a prostate exam or something like that at a fucking doctor's office. And the doctor's like, well, he's like, it's cancer. And he's like, I gotta be honest with you, man. He's like, you're gonna know when it's time. He goes, what? Yeah, I understand that. I don't know where, but I'm just saying, like, that's basically what it is. I mean, they do it. They do it in a way. I don't know why. I hate to say this, but they do it in a way that they can get away with, like legally. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of drugs that they put you on before you finally pass. There's no coming back from the amount of drugs that they put you on. You're not coming out of that. I'm sorry to say that. And it's you're walking a very fine line with that. And it's comfort. It is comfort. That's how you have to look at that. I'm sorry. So John Wayne finds out he has cancer from this doctor. I think he might have already known, but the doctor's like, "Yeah, dude, it's time." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, he's like, "Take this bottle with you, right?" He gives him this fucking bottle. He goes, "What am I supposed to do with this?" He goes, "You'll know." And he goes, "When it happens, start drinking it." He's like, "Really?" Like, "Yep." He goes, "When the pain gets worse, just keep drinking more, and drink more." That was a great movie. And the guy goes to this town, and he's not looking for trouble. This guy's like just waiting to die in this fucking town, and everybody knows he's about to die. And then trouble finds him, and he's like, "Oh god damn it," you know. And he's got to fight all these people and all this shit. Meanwhile, he knows he's gonna die anyway, but he's got to stay alive to fight these people. My only regret in life is I never owned uh, a red one. Uh, that was a great movie. Can someone please fucking Google that for me? I got to know the name of that. John Wayne's last movie. Just Google John Wayne's last movie, please. The Somethingist. I'm assuming someone can do that. Yay, 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 yay. Life fades away. Away, something away. Life fades away. The Shootist, is that what it is, Jerry? Yeah. That fucking movie was the best, man. That was a great movie. And ironically, John Wayne dies of cancer right after that fucking movie. Thank you, Violator. Thank you, Violator. Are you high this morning? I wish. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do when I get home. I got some burgers I can cook up. I got some mozzarella cheese. I'm going to make a mozzarella cheeseburger. Shoot us, yeah. Guys, watch that movie. I really don't like movies, but that movie, man, I had nothing to do that day. And I'm like, I really don't like John Wayne, but let me watch this movie. And It starts off with the fucking doctor, with his hand up John Wayne's ass. Swear to God. And John Wayne goes like something like, "Doc, next time can you be a little more gentle? That wasn't pleasant." Ah, John Wayne isn't dead. Fucking John Wayne. You know, John Wayne was bald. This is what was cool about John Wayne. I didn't realize how cool John Wayne was. The guy was bald, and he wore a toupee all the time, and everyone knew it. And he's like, "Yeah, it's my toupee." He goes, "I don't wear my toupee when I'm at home." So whenever he was at home, you would see pictures of him with his bald head, hanging out by the pool, having a great time, always smiling. But when he went out, he put on his toupee. Great, great movie. I gotta get an oil change this weekend too. 16,000 miles, almost 17,000 miles on this fucking car already, guys. He did not have to pay. Who violator? John Wayne? Oh, when he gave him a freebie, he gave him the bottle. The best was the bottle. The bottle. He gives him the bottle, and the guy had to walk around with his bottle. I don't even know what the. I guess it was morphine or something. I don't know what the fuck he had. And I think he warned with John Wayne. He goes, it's gonna taste horrible, but trust me. He's like, you ain't gonna mind the taste. It's gonna hurt that bad. Oh, toupee. Yeah, he did. He had a toupee. I'm telling you. Go look at Violator. Google John Wayne bald. You think Camilla wears his hairpiece while sleeping? I don't think he wears a hairpiece. I don't think Camilla wears a hairpiece. If John does wear a hairpiece, that's embarrassing, John. That's embarrassing. I wonder if John Camillo was actually named after John Wayne. John Wayne Camillo. He only really? Um, that's a good question. Again, I'm not a big John Wayne fan. I'm not a big John Wayne fan. So, but I'm telling you, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Was The Shootist. Oh yeah, definitely. You think John Camillo definitely has a hairpiece? All right, well, maybe. I think John should prove that he doesn't have a hairpiece. Sometimes I forget I'm bald. Sometimes I forget. I think to myself, I'm like, how bad is it in public? Seasons. Here's the problem. Season says, "Oh no, it's not bad. Like it's fine. Like I don't understand. You have hair." I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, I have hair, but you're also 5'2", and I'm 6 foot. You can't see the top of my head." Well, yeah, of course he dies in the shootist. There was no getting out of that. The doctor even told him. Lolly would buy him a fox fur hair piece. Imagine if John was walking around with a raccoon cap. Probably look like a raccoon cap on his head. I'll go with lollyball. Raccoon fur. Oh, life fades away. Away, life fades away. Something. Life fades away, Roy Orbison.